May 5, 1862, Puebla, Mexico. Thousands of elite French soldiers marched toward the city. In weapons, training, and power, France was overwhelming. But General Ignacio Zaragoza and his Mexican troops began a defense that seemed impossible. Outdated weapons, poorly trained soldiers. But with love for their land, they held the hills and forts of Puebla. In the end, the French suffered heavy losses and retreated. This victory was a people's resistance against colonial empire, and it's still remembered today as Cinco de Mayo. On May 6, 1527, the army of the Holy Roman Empire sacked Rome. It was the emperor's retaliation against the Pope who had supported France in the struggle for control over Italy. The imperial army was made up of 20,000 mercenaries who had not been properly paid. Out of control, they stormed into Rome, looted the city, and killed thousands of civilians. The expected help from France never came, and the Pope was trapped in Castel Sant'Angelo under siege for 7 months. The artists who had brought the Renaissance to life fled the city, and their patrons fell into ruin. Rome, the heart of Renaissance art, philosophy, and humanism, was utterly destroyed. Historians say that with that destruction, the Renaissance came to an end. In 1915, a German U-boat caused a historic event in the Atlantic. On May 7, the German submarine U-20 fired a torpedo at the RMS Lusitania. The ship sank in 18 minutes. 1,198 people died, including 128 Americans. At the time, Germany had declared unrestricted submarine warfare. They were targeting even merchant ships. The Lusitania was one of them. The U.S. had maintained neutrality, but after the Lusitania sinking, public opinion quickly shifted. America decided to join the war. In 1917, the U.S. declared war on Germany, entering World War I. The U-boat attack changed the course of the war. Remember, the U-boat's attack shifted the U.S. from neutrality to involvement. It dramatically changed the course of World War I. On May 8, 1886, Coca-Cola was sold for the first time. But it wasn't sold in a supermarket. It was sold in a pharmacy. A pharmacist named John Pemberton developed a fizzy drink for headaches and fatigue. That drink became today's Coca-Cola. Shockingly, the original formula contained real cocaine. Coca came from coca leaves, and cola from cola nuts. It was advertised as a health drink. Cocaine was later completely removed. But Coca-Cola became a global brand. When was the last time you had a Coke? Its roots were less refreshing and more like a prescription. On May 9, 1386, England and Portugal formed a significant alliance. The Treaty of Windsor. It's still the world's oldest active diplomatic alliance. In the late 14th century, England was in the 100 Years' War, and Portugal was fighting to maintain independence. Both nations were in dire need of each other. The core of this treaty was a mutual defense agreement. England and Portugal promised to support each other militarily if attacked. But the alliance wasn't just military. Both countries agreed to collaborate on trade and maritime rights. England gained rights to Portugal's colonies and trade routes. Additionally, the alliance helped Portugal maintain an independent foreign policy. Even today, England and Portugal continue this ancient alliance, strengthening their relationship. May 10, 1774. A new king takes the throne in France. Louis XVI. A simple and timid young man. At his side, the Austrian princess Marie Antoinette. Their marriage was a union of Europe's greatest royal families. But France was in crisis. Behind the lavish palace stood a nation drowning in debt and starving people. As the king and nobility failed to fix anything, the people began to demand their rights and call for a new society. The coronation of Louis XVI marked a turning point. A society ruled by nobles was about to become one ruled by the people. He couldn't find a path in the waves of change. In the end, he became a victim of the revolution. The coronation of Louis XVI was the beginning of a tragedy, one where a king had to die. May 11, 330. Emperor Constantine I declares the ancient city of Byzantium as the new capital. Its name? Constantinople. He called it New Rome, but people soon called it the city of Constantine. Why not Rome? Why the East? Simple: trade, military power, diplomacy, everything flowed through Byzantium. But this was more than a new capital. It symbolized Rome's shift from west to east. And soon, it became the heart of the Christian world. For the next 1,000 years, Constantinople stood strong. A center of empires, religion, and culture. Until 1453, when it finally fell to the Ottomans. And the heart of Byzantium stopped beating.